Let's get liminal. But before we do, if you brought anything to make a little ancestor altar, like this, perhaps, take a moment or two to just set some of that up if you haven't already. And then we're going to lay down or sit back, whatever you prefer. And if you've already got it, even if it's just one small thing, then make yourself cozy. And in your cozy making, making sure you're warm enough and that you feel like you've got your privacy. Might feel just really extra nice to lock the door, turn your phone on silent or turn it off. Good. So leaning back and leaning into whatever you're resting on, whether it's a meditation pillow or your cozy couch. And in this summoning the ancestors call, we're really going to inspire you to be led by your instincts. But some ancestor altar items might include pictures or ritual objects or flowers, candles, incense. And the dead no longer have physical bodies, but they remember their physical sensations. And so we can use our own sensory experiences to call upon them, like the use of incense and fragrant flowers or a loved one's perfume, or inviting them to remember the sensations of being in the physical body. So tuning into your own physical body and the sensations in your body now, today, in this moment, feeling the way that your body rests today. Noticing if there's anything that's speaking to you in your physical body. If it's something that could be supported posturally, take a moment to make it more comfortable or cozy. Like if your back's hurting, maybe make a pelvic nest for yourself or put some support underneath your knees. If your neck is bothering you, you might change the way the pillow is. If you've got heartache, you might place something weighted on your chest. Yeah, I see some movement. So there's beautiful refinements we can do to just make this really, really, really special. So we're not distracted by our sensations, that we are invited by them. And then slowing down and getting still. And bringing awareness down to your feet. to the arches of your feet. Really soften the arches. Soften the inside arch of your foot and the outside arch of your foot, and the arch between the big toe mound and the little toe mound. Soften the spaces between all of your toes. And let this create a wave that ripples, softening the fascial lines that connect the inner arches up through the inner ankles, the inner calf, bridging over the knee, up through the inner thigh and inner leg, into the groin connections of the pelvis, and softening all your soft tissue connections that hold your uterus in the bowl of your pelvis. And energetically holding the space of your uterus if you no longer have your uterus. Really feeling for the pulse of the water in your womb space. Connecting that down through the legs into the pulse of the earth. It's your gift to your ancestors to relish your physical experience of being connected to this earth through your body. Offer this devotional connection to your body as a prayer. There's a lot that we can feel yucky about being in our bodies sometimes. But right now, today, wow, what an amazing orchestration of sensation. Feel the pulse of the waters in your womb. Feel the bones of the pelvis themselves relaxing and holding you. Structure around your womb space like a sturdy hug. And feeling for the water along the spinal column, the pulse of the cranial sacral wave. Breathing up the spine, tuning into your heart in the pool of the waters of your heart, noticing sensations and colors and pulses. Feelings of love and longing and missing and connection and grief and everything in between. And feeling this relaxation at the back of the heart, the breath dropping into the back of your lungs, the rib basket receiving your diaphragmatic breathing to the sides and to the back, like you have wings behind you. Spaciousness in the collarbones and in the throat. And anything that feels like static in your heart, negative energy that's not yours, you can send that down through your arms and out through your fingers. Softening into the sensation of the skull resting, the pulse of the cerebral spinal fluid coming up through the spinal cord, wrapping your brain in soft, pulsating fluid, letting your brain just float. Sometimes when I get stressed, it feels like the cerebral spinal fluid in my skull shrinks and becomes dry, and my brain doesn't feel as supported in that floating sensation. So, just with your energy and your awareness here, plump it up with big, deep breaths and soft eyes floating in pools, brain floating in pools, surrounded by and held by 1,000 hands of their entire ancestry, holding you from below or from behind. Let that vigilant prey gaze with eyes jutting forward in the skull, letting that relax, letting your eyes relax back into your head, feeling the safety of your space and this space we're creating together to drop into this in between consciousness, this liminal delta brainwave state. Just sensation, relaxing all the skin around your eyes, the muscles and bones around your eyes, turning that loving gaze inward, feeling your breath moving fluidly like waves, all this water in your body, humming with intelligence and vitality, and just letting yourself float, being held by spirits and mystery and intelligence we're only barely beginning to understand. Letting go of your need to control the situation and to direct and will your way through your life, just letting yourself be held in this question of who's holding you. Letting the tongue relax and soften inside of the mouth like it's floating. Let your teeth float. Let your jaw unhinge slightly and let it float. Feel the mechanisms of the inner ear floating, all the mucous membranes in your nasal passages, hydrated and floating and soft. Feel the moisture in the air around your body. Tiny little dewdrops resting on the microscopic hairs on your cheek and on your forearms. You're being floated from within and all around you, floating on cushions, supported by gravity, supported by the earth below you, which is mostly water, floating in the earth in its orbit around our sun, in our galaxy, which is floating in the greater cosmos. All these amazing, miraculous, unseen influences. I'm feeling this ancestral support, specifically like a buffer, holding you in safety and love, allowing only benevolent influences into your life. And for that protection, we offer our attention and our awareness and our remembrance of this ancestral root ball, this web, unseen web. Our practice today will be remembrance in many different ways. But for now, just let that be coming from your heart space, mostly like a big pulse. Remembering anyone who's floating through your peripheral consciousness here, letting their names be held in the unstruck sound in your heart, like a golden egg, holding their names in your heart. Names are powerful. We all turn around when we hear our name in a crowded room. Most mantras begin with the name of a deity, Mother Mary, Om Namah Shivaya, etc. We do our best, and sometimes we don't even know the names of the ancestors, and so we call them great grandmother's mother. But that's still the name. Try not to use your thinking mind too much, just letting names come in and land in your heart, feeling the ripple that happens in the rest of your body when they touch that water, that pool in your heart, like a dewdrop. That ancestor joins with your waters. And coming back to your breathing rhythms, taking a deeper, slower breath in, and perhaps a sigh or a bigger open-mouthed exhale. And again, deepening your breath. Full inhale, breathing into the back of the lungs, into the wings, the back of your heart. Exhaling. One more breath like that on your own. Good. And hold the threads of connection that may have come in. Just hold them in your heart. Relax your mind about remembering things. Just staying in your body. Gently beginning to let the lower eyelids drop open. Staying mostly inward with those soft, pooled eyes. We're going to be transitioning to pen and paper, not necessarily to the screen next. In the email introing this call, I invited you to bring paper and art supplies, but for now, this just for list making, this next piece. Taking a moment to jot down any names or energies you sensed. And again, if it's like, I felt this woman on my father's mother's side, I don't know her name, that's enough to work with. Sometimes the names and the images, I don't have a photo of her. Magical things happen where people receive boxes of photos in the mail after they've contemplated these lost ancestors. So just hold those lightly.